I inhaled.
Hello?
Well, hello, Mr. Fancy.
What's up? Welcome to Civil Intercourse with Tony B. We have been working on Fat Food Stew. It's good to be in the studio. I'm just going to throw a little showdown for you real fast. Just talk about a couple things. Checking in. I hope everything's well for you. But, let's go ahead and get into it, huh? What do you say? All right, yeah, let's definitely get into it. So there's a lot going on, and I just want to check in just to do a quick recap, just so everyone's clear. And, it's been a while since we put a podcast up. I think the last thing that I actually posted up, I've done a few recordings, but last thing I posted up was from the beach, and did not do a video on it, obviously. But there's a lot of wild things going on right now. The other day, Vice President Joe Biden called out to a dead woman who had sponsored a piece of legislation because he's cognitively not aware, and nobody seems to care, that this is Obama's third term and that our Vice President Joe Biden is a puppet. And it's just very interesting. Right now, they're focused on January 6th, gaslighting us with that. There was no insurrection. There's never been an insurrection. It was never an insurrection. The president never tried to it's anybody who believes this at this point, you're just stupid, because the Russiagate came out. It's been proven. The Durham report has shown they falsified affidavits to get the warrants. Everything you look at that they've done with Trump has been based on lies. And what you have is a media that will say, oh, there's rumors that this happens. And then the FBI will go to a judge and say, oh, according to these articles that were written, we think there's something there. It is some of the most disgusting, disingenuous, and evil, corrupt nonsense I've ever seen. The FBI needs to be disbanded. I say this hashtag all the time online. The FBI needs to be disbanded. Something else needs to be replace it. Something that the sheriffs oversee. Like, you have federal people working within the counties, but the sheriffs oversee them. You cannot have this federal bureaucracy that can just run amok and just supersede everyone's authority and just come in and do crazy stuff. The FBI, they had a ring that was going to kidnap the Governor Whitmer, right? And I think it was Illinois, Governor Whitmer, but I know that's the governor. Turns out just over half of the people that were planning and plotting and the main people who were driving the conspiracy to kidnap her were FBI agents. And if you don't like reading and looking back at history, just go look. Netflix has got a special on Whitey Bulger. And the reality is way worse than the Netflix special shows. But just get an idea. Just start paying attention to the lies the FBI has been involved in pushing. The FBI tampered with the election in 2016. Not Russia. The freaking FBI. Look at what Comey did when he came out and did and said, basically he said Hillary Clinton is guilty, but no judge will ever go after her. He totally came out and did something unprecedented. The FBI is corrupt. The FBI should have already the FBI came out and said that white men are extremists, are the biggest terror threat in America. Lies.
This is very disrespectful.
The numbers, the data, the stats, they have no support for that. They have no support other than the media will provide cover for them for that lie. There's so much going on right now. We're just being gaslit, and really none of us are sitting down and talking about, hey, they're fleecing us. They're stealing our kids' futures, and they have us so much in debt, and these bankers are just playing games like they always do. The stock market is playing games like they always do. These big money people, these banks that were too big to fail, are now coming in and colluding with big tech. They're taking money away. They're talking about having a social credit score and copying what China's doing. These banks weren't too big to fail. They were in collusion with politicians. They were doing insider trading with politicians. We have corporatism right now. We don't have capitalism in this country. And we are We are really not paying attention to what is happening in this country. And we have to start paying attention, because if we don't start paying attention to what's happening in this country, it's over. The communist movement has their grips on us way deeper. They have grips on the FBI. They have grips on our elected politicians. They have grips on every aspect. They have grips in education, in entertainment. You know, the McCarthy trials is interesting. You know, when you look back, I grew up thinking, oh man, that guy was crazy. And it turns out he was totally, completely right.
Come on, man.
He maybe have went about it a little bit wrong. He may have gotten a few innocent people caught up in it, but he was absolutely right to be going after Hollywood, and they were absolutely being infiltrated by Marxists, and they absolutely have been taken over by Marxists, by America-hating people. Now, I'm not just boycotting the whole thing, and it's not like I won't watch entertainment or TV or anything, but I'm well aware of what I'm dealing with. I'm well aware that most actors are useful idiots, that they're very ignorant of the facts. They have no idea about history, and they're definitely not paying attention to what's going on. And you look at what's going on with the jab, all these things coming out about, they lied to us the entire time. These morons shut down the entire government, and the vaccines were never 97%, 98% effective. Never. They never, ever, ever were.
You've lost your way, brother.
They called it relative efficacy or something. There was a term for it, but it was like at best 3% that you made, that it might at best might stop it from, you getting it, or may possibly. I don't even believe that it gives you less of a chance of getting sick. It alters your DNA.
Come on, man.
To a point, it's mRNA technology. It's what it's designed to do. And we're not even having that conversation. I'm not saying, there's this conspiracy and this is happening. What I'm saying is there's all these things happening, and we're not having adult conversations about it. We're just freaking out and going, Republicans, Democrats, left, right, No, that's not what we need to be doing. And so I just hope that we wake up. I hope that people start paying attention, because we're in trouble. Man, there's a lot of things going on. The supply chain, the food's going to go up. We're heading for a depression. The Fed is hiking interest rates, and their plan is to spike unemployment up by at least 4%. That's their plan to get us out of debt. That's the Fed. That's the cabal of bankers that we have made ourselves subjects to, because we are morons. We need to get rid of the Fed, get rid of the FBI, get rid of the freaking puppet master that's up in the White House right now, or he's not even the master, the puppet, and deal with the puppet masters who've been pulling the strings. This is crazy, and we need to get these illegal monopolies, Google, all the big tech corporations, Amazon, and all these different companies that are way too big. That we have Congress and Senate that have been making legal unlawful entities. They should have been breaking apart these corporations, but they're not. And we're not talking about that. We're talking about, Trump stole nuclear secrets and was going to sell them to Russia. I mean, the people that believe that, I just don't even know where their brain is. If you haven't figured out by now that they're just going after Trump, that both sides of the political uniparty don't like him coming in, and he consolidated a bunch of bureaucracies that cost jobs. Those are those cush jobs. Those are those kickbacks that people get when they're politicians. That's how they reward the insider trading deals. Yeah, I get your cousin or your nephew. We got a nice little job over here for them. They'll love it. Lifetime benefits. We'll be all hooked up. Those are our tax dollars that they're using to bribe people, to give them and they can legally do insider trading. They can't even be held accountable. They put Martha Stewart in prison for insider trading. Martha freaking Stewart. And these people can just do it out in plain sight. Nothing happens to them. And we're just all gaslit and just playing along. And we have to stop. We got to wake up, people. Halloween's coming. Trick or treat, baby. I don't want the trick. I want the treat. I want my taxes lowered. I want to know that my kids and my grandkids are going to be able to achieve a middle class lifestyle and have the American dream if they want it. I'm tired of these people hating on America and hating on our lifestyle and having a say, and they're the minority. We have to get ourselves together. We have to start talking about balancing the budget, and we have to end these career politicians. These people that have been in there for 40 years who are the people that are not standing up against this crazy witch hunt against the president. You know that they are using the bureaucracy to try to stop a guy from running for president. And I'm not even saying he should or that it would be the best thing. But I thoroughly enjoyed watching him in 2016 just slap all of them Republicans around on that stage. It was one of the funnest things I've ever witnessed. I'm really appreciative to Bernie Sanders for exposing how corrupt the Democratic Party is and how him caucusing with them, you know, I'm sure it's paid off for him because he has made all that money on insider trading and, been able to pull off his little thing caucusing with them. But they robbed him of the presidential nomination twice. And it was good to see it all exposed. It's been interesting to see everything exposed with Trump, just how corrupt the media is, just how corrupt the bureaucracy is, just how corrupt the whole system is. But it's only as good as we are thorough with dealing with it. Like, it's no good if we just go, oh, this is crazy, and get gaslit and get distracted and don't deal with it. We have to deal with it. At some point, we have to take care of this situation. We have to end these career politicians. We have to get in and deal with these people that are screwing up our country. We have to start sending our neighbors. We have to start sending trusted people. We have to start electing representatives, not leaders. And the other thing is, we need to get into, if you haven't read this infrastructure bill that they passed, if you didn't read just any of the last 3 or 4 bills that have come down, if you haven't stopped and read them and seen the things that they put in them, you know, you're missing out on some of the most crazy, tyrannical, out of control nonsense that we've ever seen in this country. So I would recommend you read it. And I bring this up because we got to start making people that we elect pass clean bills. You get a topic, you get an issue, you pass a bill on that. You don't stuff it full of a bunch of other crap. Oh, well, I can't give funding to the military unless you pay for this bridge over here. No, if the bridge is worth it, put the bridge up. You don't just, oh, well, we're going to fund these abortion clinics, but if you want to do this, we'll help these children with this bill, and it'll be great, and we'll provide services. But you got to put this in because we're also going to, fund the Planned Parenthood. No, stop doing that. Let things stand on their own. If they have merit, let them be put up for a vote and voted on. This shady mixing of issues on these bills is a big part of how we've gotten into trouble. And in California, we're losing our minds. We're getting ready to be going into a place where we're not legally going to be allowed to use a certain amount of water without being fined. So poor people will be screwed over. Middle class will be screwed over. We'll have to figure out whether we want to wash our clothes or take a bath or do our dishes. We'll have to, because we can't do all 3. Can't do 2. We're going to have to pick one. And the rich people will just use all the water they want and pay fines because that's what these lawmakers do. They pass laws that hurt the poor and the middle class, and they don't care because they have the money to pay the fines. Their friends have the money to pay the fines, and they don't care. So they'll just keep moving on. And it's just total moronic stupidity here in California, and we're losing our minds by voting for career politicians here over and over and over again. So that's my mantra as always. I hope you're paying attention. I would love some feedback on these things. What do you think about the crazy witch hunt where they're going after President Trump? I mean, he's not president. They can't just let things go. They just can't let it go. They had to stage a friggin' insurrection attempt, which it never was. And I don't care if you prosecute the people that did some stuff, whatever, fine, separate them out. But until Ray Epps is in jail, until I see Ray Epps go to court, the FBI, he's an FBI agent. And, we're swinging this back around to disband the FBI. Ray Epps is an FBI agent. You'll never convince me otherwise. That man not being arrested says everything you need to know about the FBI, and they will not talk about how many agents they had there on January 6th. You know for a fact they had tons of agents. I will wager money that most of the people starting violence was FBI agents and some getting useful idiots in there. This has to stop. You know, if you don't know how our country was really founded, it didn't start over a tea tax. We had the shot heard around the world where a gunshot got fired into a crowd, and it was blamed on the British soldiers. Still to this day, not 100% sure that's what happened, but here we are. You know, that's how our country was founded. It's called political theater. You get the masses all angry and upset, and then the newspapers get in and spin their thing. And even in the inception of our country, even in the beginning of our country, we had that going on, and it's lasted all the way to now, to the political theater of January 6th. It's just all political theater. Now you have 4 years of burning down actual federal buildings, actual in sedition, actual federal crimes being committed. You can forget those guys. You had politicians going out and fundraising to get those people out of jail who were committing acts of felonious sedition. And they didn't care. But now you have some trespassers, and everybody gets caught up on the sides. It's too easy to see as an independent that both sides are conspiring. And the Republicans are stupid. I mean, but at the same time, they love being second place because they can complain, oh, the Democrats this, the Democrats that. They still get their little elections done and people believe in them. But as was exposed when Trump became president, the Republicans had a majority in both the House and the Senate, and Trump said, "Hey, man, send me that bill. I'll repeal Obamacare. We'll just do it right now on day one." And that's when you saw the uniparty was really there because Republicans had lied. They had all won those seats. They had all won their elections based on those that they would go after Obamacare and end Obamacare. They passed like 13, 14 bills and sent them to Obama, and he vetoed them while he was president. But then Trump comes in and says, I'll sign it day one. And they just dragged their feet because they were never serious about it. They're in on it. So don't get caught up in the, oh man, my Republicans are the good guys or the Democrats are bad, or the Democrats are the good guy and the Republicans are bad. Pull your brains out of your butt. Pull your heads out of your butt and pay attention. This is way bigger than any team politics stupidity. They are fleecing our future from us now. Your children and grandchildren are being robbed right now, and they're not providing services worth the money that they're taking from us. So it's time to end career politicians. It's time to disband the FBI, and it's time to disband the IRS, who's getting 87,000 more employees. You know, Snopes did a fact check. They're not hiring 87,000 more agents. They're hiring 87,000 employees. Yeah, duh. Okay, not all of them are going to be straight agents, but the majority of them are. So I'm just tired of Snopes, fact checkers. Fact checkers are useless. AP is useless. Most news organizations are useless. But here's the beautiful thing. If you know how to dig and you start and you care to find the truth, you can get to original source and original data, and you don't need a news reporter or a fact checker to do anything for you because, hey, we live in the modern age where you can get on a computer yourself and find that information and find the data that you need and bypass them, the gatekeepers of what is truth, and get to the actual truth. And I hope we do that. I hope we disband the IRS, disband the FBI. I don't think it'll happen, but end career politicians. And I hope you have a great October. We're going to check in probably in the next few weeks. And then, like I said, we're going to be kicking off Fat Foo Stew. I'll be having Grizz in the studio for that one, and we're going to be focusing on music, pop culture, not any politics on that show. And it should be good. I hope you take care of yourselves, and we should get out of here. And I don't know what else to say other than, man, take care of yourselves, good to yourselves, and please help your friends wake up. If you're already woken up and paying attention, and I know we all hate that term now, even the people who used to use it hate it. We gotta wake up though from our slumber. We're sleepwalking, and we gotta wake up before we walk off the cliff, because things are very serious right now. We're headed for a depression. Meat's gonna be super expensive, and people need to be able to feed their families. And I really hope that we'll do that. I hope that you take care of your families. I hope you're preparing. I hope you're planting a little garden. I hope you're figuring out your finances, buying some gold, and just preparing yourself for the bad times that are coming, because it's going to get worse before it gets better. You guys take care of yourself. Talk to you soon. Peace.